Let's go. Board members, refer to the consent agenda, please. See if any items have to be moved to new or unfinished business. Hearing none, can I get a motion to accept it, please?
Chair, I move that we accept the consent agenda.
Second.
Board Member Bouchard,
Yes.
Board Member Brooks-Buck,
Yes.
Board Member Byram,
Yes.
Board Member Mitnick,
Yes.
Board Member Skeeter,
Yes.
Vice Chairman Copeland,
Aye.
Chairman Dobransky.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Unfinished business, Dr. Whitney, the financial plan for 2015-16.
Yes, by now I'm sure you all are aware the city manager has proposed her budget to the city council. It does include a $2 million increase from the previous year for our operating budget and $700,000 for our capital improvement plan. Very pleased with that amount, but as you well know, we did ask for, you approved the budget asking for $3.8 million to address the teacher salary scale. Again, that's her proposed budget, and we're still looking forward to the 3.8 because I do feel like it's a solid plan as far as the phase-in. I will point out that when we talked about doing the compensation plan, or when we received the results, to implement it completely would cost us $4.7 million. Realizing that that's a lot, we decided to look at it in phases, and we asked Evergreen to suggest phases, and we based it on those who were furthest behind as far as midpoint market value. Having said that, the $3.8 million, I feel and still feel it's very much needed. Very appreciative of the $2 million, but if we don't get that $3.8 million, we will have to go back and readjust.
Comments?
Just after the study, we're going to have to go back and have our staff realign all of those numbers in order to make that work, if that is all we get. Is that what I'm understanding?
Yes, if that's the direction that you all give me, yes.
Well, we would, based on what we get. So the onus, again, is on the council at this point.
Right.
One question I had was, there's $1 million for HVAC updating, and we're looking into, I know the joint committee's looking at that consultant that would come in and take care of that. Is there a possibility that we could ask the city, if we approve that, for that $1 million to be transferred into the operating funds?
I would imagine if that's the direction that we would like to go, but we do have serious HVAC needs. I'd have to look at that very closely to see if that would be my recommendation, to use that $1 million for salaries versus the HVAC, serving those HVAC needs that we have.
I didn't mean instead. I thought the joint committee was going to come up with a means that it wasn't going to cost us the $1 million to have the HVAC repaired.
Well, it's our hope, let me just, if I may address that, it's our hope that we'll have the representative here for our next work session. We're going to ask the representative from the State Department to come and do a presentation to us. However, that would not be the joint committee, because we don't have any idea of what the city's going to do with their part of that. This is supposed to be a joint activity. Now, we can't, as a board, look at what we want to do if we want to do something separate, but the joint committee's idea is for the city and the school board to do things together to save some money.
Can we really look at it separately ourselves, because the city's going to have to pay for some of it? So the answer to that,
absolutely,
they need to be involved in it regardless,
absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
All right.
But if I'm understanding you correctly, we definitely want to have as a work session the performance energy presenters, the consultant from the state.
For the board.
Yes, we can do that.
We understand the city's position and proposal, but we want to make it clear we need and want that $3.89 million, because if we don't, we're going to be further behind. Does that make sense to everybody?
Absolutely.
Yeah, right. We need that. We need that $3.8 million.
Can we extend the invitation for members of council maybe to sit in on the presentation?
Absolutely.
We're going to hear from the energy presenter. let them know.
After we've confirmed whether he can come to our work
Right.
session on our date,
Okay.
we had talked about the fact in the committee that we may want to see it. Now, I don't know if members of council would like to see it again, but if they would, I think it would be great. I'd have no problem with that. How do you feel about that, Mrs. Bouchard? You're the other person on that committee.
That's fine. I wanted to make a comment.
Go ahead.
In the meantime, I hope that the teachers will become involved at the public, when there's a public meeting about the budget, because I'm very distressed that after all of this time and after the suggestion of the city that we, explore the needs of our teachers, and now it comes down to, once again, we're not going to be able to take care of the teachers the way we need to, and we're back in the same place. We're going to lose the teachers because all of the other districts are going to be giving raises. They're going to be putting their teachers in the position where they're earning what they should be earning, and we are still falling farther and farther behind. And so I'm hoping that the teachers will help us out in this respect and go and talk to the city when they make their public presentation.
I hope the teachers will remember last year the comments of City Council when teachers didn't come to support the raise, that the council said there wasn't that much interest. And I think that now is the time. And I read one place where the public hearing is going to be the 15th of April, that I hope the teachers in each building will get organized. And, we passed a budget that was looking out for the best interest of the teachers and the other employees of Suffolk Public Schools. But now is the time for you to rise up and take action as well. And I look forward to joining you at the public hearing on the 15th of April.
Also, our teachers, our employees, all people need to come out. I want to encourage the public. We have many families of our students who have expressed an interest in us moving forward and doing better for our teachers, and it's time for our parents to step up to the plate, come out, and demonstrate to our council that we need this so that we can move forward as an educational system. Please ask for all your parents to come out, try to be there to support what we're trying to do. It's the best interest of our whole system.
I'd like to take it further than that. I think, too, that while we are working on the local level, we need to make sure that those state representatives who want our vote support education the way that they should, because those funds are not allocated in the ways that they could be allocated as well. So we need local and we need state support as well. And we just need to make our presence known and make those people, hold those people that we vote for accountable.
I think Dr. Buck hit the nail on the head, that it's not all time the local, it's the state. Education is a state function. And therefore, many times the state is passing the buck back to the local in order for the local to have to bite the bullet. Whereas the state has washed their hands somewhat. Now, this time around, we did get some money from the state, but the state is not doing. Virginia is not a poor state. Virginia is a wealthy state. And so we just have to put pressure on the state, and the entire 140 members are up for election this year. And they come with a smooth game, and we put them right back in office again. They go back and do the same thing again. So, as you know, looking at the budget proposal, 4-cent increase on the tax dollar this time around. So you're going to have to get the taxpayers here as well. People who paying taxes are going to have to support us in this endeavor locally. But the state needs to do its share too, because they haven't done everything they're supposed to do, in my opinion. So it's a broad base, and those of us who vote, you're going to have to do exactly that. You're going to have to vote, and let's do something for public education. Public education is suffering. At the national conference, state
School Board
Association in Nashville, Tennessee. This was the topic that local school boards going to have to push education in our areas. We're going to have to toot our horn. We're doing a good job. And we're going to have to let it be known that public education is important for everybody. We don't have a choice of deciding who comes in and who will not go out. We have to entertain everybody who wishes to participate in the public arena. So Suffolk and all of the workshops I went into, we're doing a beautiful job, because the discussion that I was hearing, I said, we're already doing that. And so we're going to have to make sure that our teachers and support personnel are well financed, because we do all right starting salary, but hey, after the starting salary, that's when we have a dip. And we train people for the other systems. Come in making $39,000, so that's pretty good. But how about after you stay here 5 years, 6 years, 7 years, 8 years? Then your money remains constant. And that's when you have then become a very experienced teacher. So we want to retain the people we have. We have some good teachers. There's no doubt about it. So we want to retain them.
Okay, new business, there's none. Public speakers signed up? Any public speakers are none?
Yeah.
None? Okay. Business by board members. Let's start with Ms. Skeeter.
I don't have anything. I think we heard a lot tonight. And that's enough.
Thank you. Thank you, Ms. Skeeter. Go ahead.
Yes, I'd like to congratulate the Nazarene River High School girls indoor track team. Recently, they had some champions at the state level, and their community is very proud of their track team, but I think it's wise that the school board recognize those girls. We congratulate these young ladies and their coaches and their families. I would like to remind the viewing public that the Suffolk Education Foundation is having its annual charity golf tournament on April the 24th, and there is information on the Suffolk Education Foundation website if anybody would like to be a sponsor or have a team to play in the tournament that day. And I'll end there. Thank you.
Yes, I had the opportunity, along with Mr. Copeland, to attend the National School Boards Association conference, and I felt affirmed, because one of the things that they talked about is the same thing that we've talked about here. We need to rewrite the discourse. We need to change the conversation about public schools. We are doing a great job, and we need to let people know we're doing a great job. The theme this year was Stand Up for Public Education, and the final speaker who was outstanding there was Montel Williams, and he actually talked about his public school experience and what it did for him to parallel him into the millionaire that he is today. So we just want to say thank you for all that you do, and know that teachers around the country are having the same kinds of issues that we're having, but we have to change the conversation, and we have to be a part of making that conversation really reflect the kind of work that you're doing.
Ms. Byram.
I want to commend city council members who attended our most recent school visit. Mr. Copeland and myself, a pleasure to be at Lakeland High School and also at Booker T. Washington for school visits. And we had a wonderful experience there, and I want to commend the city council members, Mr. Lou Ward, Mr. Tim Johnson, Mr. Donald Goldberg, Mr. Leroy Bennett, and Mr. Curtis Miltier for attending those events that were scheduled. And I think they learned quite a bit about our public school system and how things are rapidly changing and how we're meeting the needs of our students. And I think the superintendent looks forward to some future visits with other councilmen that will be coming later after spring break. But I think this is a good attempt on our part and the cities to work together to understand basically what is happening in our educational system. So I want to commend them on that. And also I wanted to put in a little pitch for the Prudence Center. They will be having their open house coming up on April the 21st. And we have so many wonderful things going on at the Prudence Center. Please come out. The public is invited to see some of the wonderful programs that we have there and the things that our students are involved in.
Ms. Bouchard.
Okay. And what she's saying about the Prudence Center, I'd like to encourage everyone to go onto the Governor's School website and see the upcoming events. Our kids that participate in the Governor's School are absolutely amazing. I went to see their performance of Evita, and it was just enthralling. These performances that they put on are either free or very inexpensive. So if you get a chance, go to the Governor's School of the Arts website and attend some of these. You will be amazed at the kids in the Tidewater area. And then very quickly, I just wanted to thank Dr. Whitney, Mr. Dowie, Pam Connor, Ms. Chavis, for whatever part you played in these tours that I took at John Yates. I want to thank Mr. Dan O'Leary for leading those. He was wonderful. And Mr. Andre Skinner of Elephants Fork Elementary. And I do want to just mention that Mr. Copeland went with us on that, and Roger Fawcett, Mike Duman, and Leroy Bennett. Thank you all for coming out and participating in those.
Well, I won't say anything else because I was going to mention that those other three council members who were at John Yates and were not at the others, but Mr. Fawcett and Mr. Bennett, and then at Elephant Fork was Mr. Mike Duman. So, and then Mr. Bennett showed up there too. And incidentally, Mr. Bennett is here tonight. Thank you, Mr. Bennett, for coming. Yeah.
I just have one issue, not an issue, but I'd like to congratulate the Kings Fork Bulldog basketball team for being state runner-ups. What a couple, 3 games they played to get here. What a exciting team they were. With that, I'll say that's all for me for here today. Okay.
Superintendent, you have nothing to tell us?
Actually, I was looking up the dates for the next school visits that City Council and board members are certainly welcomed. I know many of you all have already signed up. On April 15th, we'll be visiting John F. Kennedy Middle School, Hill Point Elementary School, and then on the 16th, we'll be visiting Nesmond River High School and Northern Shores Elementary School. So you're welcome to come on either of those dates at 8:30.
Then you had a program recently.
Yes.
A verb.
We did. We had the Superintendent Star Star Award program. This is a program that you heard us mention it during the last board meeting, or maybe a few board meetings ago. But we recognized over, I think, 30 people that received Star Awards, and these Star Awards are given to people who are nominated by their peers, and I think that's the most significant piece. Fortunately, I'm able to claim it and say it's the Superintendent Star Award, but it's based on people doing beyond what the expectation is of their job description, and we have so many people that are doing that. We just thought it was a nice time to congratulate them and award them the Superintendent Star Award. Thank you, Ms. Skeeter, for reminding me of that.
Okay, we'll go to action of the closed meeting personnel report.
Mr. Chair, I move that the personnel report be adopted.
Second.
Board Member Bouchard?
Yes.
Board Member Brooks Buck?
Yes.
Board Member Barham?
Yes.
Board Member Mitnick?
Yes.
Board Member Skeeter?
Yes.
Vice Chairman Copeland?
Aye.
Chairman DeBransky?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Mr. Chair, I move that the pupil personnel report be adopted.
Second.
Board Member Bouchard?
Yes.
Board Member Brooks Buck?
Yes.
Board Member Barham?
Yes.
Board Member Mitnick?
Yes.
Board Member Skeeter?
Yes.
Vice Chairman Copeland?
Aye.
Chairman DeBransky?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Mr. Chair, I move that the personnel action 14/15-3
Be accepted.
be accepted.
The recommendation be
Recommended.
Denied.
Be denied.
No recommendation.
Yeah,
by the
recommendation be denied.
No, be accepted.
Be accepted.
Yeah, we're accepting. the
Oh, be
superintendent.
accepted, all right. Mr. Chair, I move that personnel action 14/15-3 be accepted.
Second.
The superintendent recommendation, yes.
I second.
Big way.
This is voting on personnel action 1415-3, that the board accept the superintendent's recommendation.
Be accepted, accept the superintendent's recommendation, 14/15-3.
Board Member Bouchard?
Yes.
Board Member Brooks Buck?
Yes.
Board Member Barham?
Yes.
Board Member Mitnick?
Yes.
Board Member Skeeter?
Yes.
Vice Chairman Copeland?
Aye.
Chairman DeBransky?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Thank you for coming tonight. This meeting is adjourned.